Welcome to Birds of Prey Sports Talk, where we weekly cover Ravens and Orioles news. We're your hosts, TJ and Jared. And today we'll be recapping the Ravens versus Browns game, which, we absolutely dominated. The final score was 28-3. The offense looked very efficient, especially Lamar. He looked back to, his usual self. Only had four completions, you know. And so the offense just looked really good. It seemed like we got the ball to Andrews, got him in rhythm. He had two touchdowns. He mossed three Browns defenders in the end zone. I mean, Lamar just put it only where he can get it. He just put it all the way up there, which he's usually good at doing when he's overthrowing a receiver. But, you know, Lamar put it up there. And, that's the same reaction that probably all Browns fans had. You yawning just now.
You love that joke, huh?
you know, But yeah, this is just a very great offensive game. We got Zay involved, a little bit. He had three receptions, 56 yards. This is a very efficient offensive game. Not too much to say. We dominated. I feel like the defense really is like the key, really the stars of the show in this game. I mean, they just terrorized DTR, which you'll eventually get into, but offense just did its job. I guess I can go into the stats right now. Lamar was 15 of 19, 186 yards, two touchdowns, no picks. Gus Edwards had 15 attempts for 48 yards, 3.2 yards per carry. It seems like Gus Edwards always has like 12 to 15 carries a game and only like 48 yards rushing, every single game.
He seems to be getting stopped more than we would have hoped.
Yeah, oh yeah, he
Be more
does.
stuffed, I should say.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah, and Justice Hill had three carries for 33 yards and 11 yards per carry. Lamar, took it nine times for 27 yards, 3 yards per carry. Melvin Gordon took it three times, 21 yards, 7 yards per carry. And then, that was basically it. And our leading receiver was Mark Andrews, had five receptions, 80 yards, two touchdowns. And then Zay had three receptions for 56 yards. And that's pretty much it. You know, Everybody else got one reception for like 1 yard. That was it. So like I said, not much from the offense besides usual suspects. So, what did you think of this game? And then obviously you get to the defense.
Yeah, I mean the offense, kind of was a little bit slow to start. We got our first points on the board, by the pick by Brandon Stevens. That's how DTR is pretty bad. Let me not roast him, but the offense definitely started to click later the second half, second quarter. Didn't really do much in the second half. I think we only scored the one touchdown.
Mhm.
We seemed a little bit conservative. I guess they wanted to do that because they knew DTR wasn't doing nothing. But it was definitely, what do you say? Uh, Convincing or encouraging, I should say.
Yeah.
That we put down this beat down against one of the best defenses in the league. Obviously you got the front four. You have like what's his name? Darius Smith,
I
Miles
was
Garrett,
there.
huh? Yeah, and others on the defense. And they aren't the first ranked defense for no reason. So I thought that our defense did a good job getting three and outs early and often, and letting our offense, figure out any, kinks that they had, you know, and that's a funny choice of words, but that one play to Andrews in the end zone was spectacular, man.
Yeah.
That was one of the best throws I've ever seen from Lamar. And I know it was only a short yardage throw, but that was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
He threw it to where only he could get it, and that's it. Because when he threw it, I'm like, that's a pick. What is he doing? But
Yeah.
no, it's just like it like floated. I felt like it floated up. Like, when you throw something that goes like up and then down, like the common art that it felt like it kept going like this up. It's like it was like floating up in the air for a long time, and it was like only Andrews could catch it. Like, that was fantastic. And then the one play to Zay was amazing as well. I think that was on the same drive, if I'm not mistaken. It was like second and 20 or something like that, and he like has that bomb to Zay. That was fantastic. But I guess honestly, to me, the story of the day was the defense. They just tore apart. The freaking Browns. They made them look terrible.
Right.
You know, and that's what they should have done to Gardner Minshew last week. You know, um, or the week prior, or whatever. So proud of the offense for figuring stuff out. It seems like things are starting to gel a little bit more. You know, hopefully they don't come out and only score 10 points next week. Um, that's kind of my breakdown of the offense so far. Or in this game, sorry.
Uh, so you I guess I can read the defensive stats.
No,
Uh,
let me do it.
oh,
You did the
okay.
offense already. You have to transition. Come on, host. You stink.
You stink. Read the
Anyways,
stats. Go read the stats.
this is how you do a transition. So that's my breakdown of the offense, But like I said earlier, in my opinion, the story of the day was defense, and transition into that, of the
Great
stats of the
transition.
defense. That's how you do it. That's a pro right there. You're
The
a rookie.
stuttering, yeah, yeah.
You're the one who's stuttering. All the time. Anyway, this is a breakdown of the Orioles versus Orioles. Now you got me freaking messing up as a team. Anyways, defensive stats. Roquan Smith leads the day in tackles, it's just like he always does.
Yeah.
10 total tackles. 6 of them were solo, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass deflection, and 1 QB hit. Kyle Hamilton had 5 tackles, 5 of them were solo, 1 pass deflection. Patrick Queen with 5 total tackles, 4 of them were solo. He had a sack, three tackles for loss, and 1 QB hit. Arthur Mallette had 5 total tackles, 3 of them were solo, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 pass deflection. Tavius Robertson had 4 tackles, for 3 of them were solo, 1 tackle for loss. Broderick Washington had 3 total tackles, 3 of them were solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and a QB hit. Malik Harrison had 3 tackles, 2 solo tackles. 2 of them were solo, and 1 was QB hit. And then there was way more. A lot of other players had 2 tackles. Clowney, Darby, Seymour, Stevens, Jones had 2 total tackles, and 2 of them were solo. So it always feels like Kyle Hamilton's tackles are always solo. Like, he never has any assist to tackles. Like, it always feels like when you read his stat line, it's like 8 total tackles and 8 of them were solo. Like,
Right.
so he's turned into a really good tackler. Because he wasn't at first. He really turned, kind of physical. So, since I kind of broke down the defense already, how did you feel with the defense in this game?
I feel like, once they got settled, I feel like they were dominant, especially once they got settled in a little bit more. I feel like they were just really good and just fast and physical,
Yeah.
and we're all for, not, wishing injury or hurt upon quarterbacks, but they really had DTR uncomfortable in that pocket. I mean, every time he was getting up, he was grimacing. He just had a messed up look on his face, just hurting
You
all
need
the
a
time.
massage, right?
Yeah, that's just not what you want to do. That's not what you want to have inflicted upon your quarterback. And hopefully we can do that next week against Kenny Pickett. But we'll see. But just physical and just Ravens defense. Poster child Ravens defense.
Yep, exactly. So, there's still a few things to work out with the offense. They still don't seem like they're clicking on all cylinders, and they don't have everything yet at this moment. They didn't have Stanley, they got Linderbaum back, but they didn't have OBJ or Bateman. So I just hope that the team gets fully healthy by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Don't lose any more guys for the rest of the season. Keep gaining health instead of losing it. And it seems like we're getting more reinforcements versus Pittsburgh. Give me your honest take on the offense. Like, if you had to grade the offense, if out of 100, how would you grade this offensive performance? Because I have mine and I have my reasons.
81. 81 out of 100. I give it an 81. So that's like a B.
B
B.
minus.
Yeah, B minus B. I give it a B minus / B. I feel like, we did have a lot of injuries today. There's definitely a lot of things that we can improve, moving forward. Guys need to start getting on the same page and start developing a little bit more. And when I talk about guys, I'm specifically talking about guys like, Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers. And while they both, don't have a lot of experience in the league, you want to see that game by game progression. especially from somebody like Bateman. His first season was 2021, and it still seems like he's making rookie mistakes, and like I said, he hasn't been on the field a lot, so he technically is kind of a rookie in a way, but you still don't want to see those mistakes. You still want to see him get better at his route, progressions in our very.
Are you talking about like your mistakes you made this game or like?
I'm just talking about overall, like what I want
No.
to do better.
Mm.
So yeah, I give the overall, but other than him, I give the overall offense an 81. We still got more kinks to work out and stuff.
Yeah, I think 75 to like 80, 85 is like a good range. I think because like they weren't like terrible, but like they definitely weren't good at first. They definitely got helped by field position in certain scenario and certain drives, but you know they definitely started to figure it out as the game went on. And it kind of was a little bit easier for them just because the Browns defense probably they look tired.
Yeah.
They look gas. And you can't really fault us for taking advantage of that. I mean, what are we supposed to not do that? So I just think that we were a little bit too conservative in the second half. I really felt like we really could have put our foot on the gas pedal a little bit more. But I'm just glad we got the win.
Yeah.
Already with two divisional wins in the road. That's huge. So and kudos to the defense for beating up on a rookie quarterback. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else to bring up. I do want to ask you about this. So in the week prior, obviously our loss to the Colts. Lamar got hit by this one guy. I don't remember his name, and he
Franklin.
kind of he got like his leg like pulled up and like he kind of like got thrown to the ground, and then like nothing was done about that. But this week Lamar gets hit in the sidelines. He got dragged down, but Mark Andrews came to his defense. It seems like other players did as well. How'd you feel about that? Do you think that there was something said? Like, all right, we gotta protect Lamar. No, you gotta get in people's faces. Or do you think that just like was an instinct decision?
I feel like, there was something said, because I feel like this has happened before, players talking a little bit smack to Lamar, maybe hitting him hard, and nobody did anything about it. I mean, maybe in the 2019 season, Marshall Yonda, wouldn't let things slide, but, post Marshall Yonda, nobody seems to really do anything about it, when it comes to, players messing with Lamar. Like how we saw with the Chargers, the guy pushed Herbert out of bounds and the whole sideline just came to his defense. That's the type of support you want to see from Lamar. So I definitely do think they had a little talk saying, we can't let this happen to our quarterback, him taking extra hits or disrespect. Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm. Right. So, I'm trying to see here. I'm surprisingly enough, the Browns had the ball like longer than us. They had it for 30 minutes and 10 seconds. We had it for 29 minutes and 50 seconds. Not that much of a difference, but it didn't feel like the Browns were on the field a lot at all.
Yeah.
It really didn't. And because it felt like they were getting three and out all the time, and then a lot of their yards came on that one play at the end of the game, and then Kyle Hamilton got his first pick. So that's also something to mention. I should have mentioned that. So I guess I'm not as good as I'm not a pro as I said I am. But I don't really have nothing else to bring about this game. I think that it was just a nice, efficient win. Heading into Pittsburgh next week.
Yeah, to add on to that, we get 2 wins in a row on the road against AFC North, divisional opponents. So, we're already off to a good start in terms of in conference, records and stuff like that. So, that's my last little bit to add. Obviously next week we have a big, early season game against the Steelers, whose offense is very, very suspect under Matt Canada. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. Hopefully. Uh but yeah, that's our recap of the Ravens versus Browns. Just dominant win. We did what we needed to do.
Yep.
And offense shined, defense did very well. Um, you know, so yeah, we pretty
And
much
that fumble didn't kill the game either.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, we still stayed on track.
yep.
You know. So yeah, to close this video out, I'm TJ, he's Jared with Birds of Prey. Make sure you check out, our socials. We're active a lot on Twitter and TikTok. We also have a second channel, Casual Cinema. it's still that's still alive. We still got things coming. Don't worry. And yeah. Any last things to add? No. Well, we're birds of prey, and we're out.
Wow.